Hey folks, this is Manoj. I work as a full stack web engineer at PayPal. This video is part of my GraphQL learning series and it's also part of my Learn in Public initiative. I've spoken about Learn in Public initiative and the GraphQL concepts in my last video as well, which is right up here. And please do watch it if you have not seen it earlier, where I explain about GraphQL concepts, the history, the power of graphs, and a lot of terminologies in the GraphQL world. In this video, I will be building a sample REST API server using mock data. The server that I am going to build, you can use it as a reference for building mock server for your projects in case you are working on the front end and you have a dependency with the downstream services to provide you a manifest. So you can use it as a reference for building mock server and you can proceed with your front end implementations. And also the same server that I'm going to build, which will be a REST API server, I'm going to be migrating it to GraphQL in my next upcoming videos. Yeah. So in my editor, as you can see, there is a folder called data, and I'm going to be building this REST API server using mock data. So that's why I have a folder called data and I have a bunch of JSONs. The server that I'm going to build will kind of reflect a website where we are selling a bunch of different products. In this case, we'll be selling, let's say, laptops that let's say I own a store and I'm selling laptops. And I have a bunch of different laptops in my store and I want to sell them. I've mocked data with respect to them. Let's say the name of the laptop, the description, what brands do they belong to, and the availability, how many are available. And in terms of brands, I have like four brands that I'm mocked. I will be selling laptops of these brands and consider these files, brands, and products as your tables in your DB, and these are linked by brand ID key, which you can call it as a foreign key in the products table. So yeah, let's start building the server. So I'm going to initiate my project. I'm going to S to all of them. Here a package.json gets created, and let's install the basic things like Express. This is for building my server and it's going to take some time to install them. There you go. Express gets installed. And to mock the database, I'm going to be using a node module called notarealdb. So this is a node module which mocks a database. You can provide the JSON files and it provides a bunch of APIs to query the data in these databases, basically in your fake data. And it provides a bunch of APIs that can reflect as close to the real DB. For example, you want to get the list of items that you have, or you want to retrieve a specific item based on the query. Uh, a lot of things. Right? You can refer this. I'll be putting this link in the video description. So let me go ahead and install this package. While it gets installed, I'm going to create a file called database.js. Now here, let's say let me import it, and as you can see, it provides something called data store. And now here, if you can refer the link, it provides how do you create a database. For example, I provide the folder where my data resides and I create a collection around them. So in this case, I'll be building my own store. new data store, and my data is residing at data folder. So I'll be exporting two things here. One is the products and one is brands. So I'll create a collection, store dot collection, and basically this will be, sorry, products, and this will be brands. So I've mocked the database. Time to build the server. So yeah, first let me start a simple server. Require express const app is equal to express, and let's define port to be 49, and let me give a callback. So listening successfully at 999. So yeah, there you go. My server will be up and running by now. Let me simply check. Okay, address is already in use. I'll just change it to 98. Yes, so it's working. Now, how do I expose the endpoints? Let's say I'm building an e-commerce website. I want to know what are all the products that I'm selling. So I'll want to build a page that lists all the offerings that my website is providing, all the products that I'm offering. And also you want to look at the details of the product by clicking on those items. And also you want to look at the products of a specific brand. All these functionalities have to be provided. Let's see how many endpoints we can code. So the first one would be the products endpoint, and now here I'll import my database. I'll call it as db. Now I'll send this across. So db dot products dot list. This is the API provides, which lists all the products that are available in my database. So, and let me test this out. Server is listening successfully at 9998. So I'll hit this endpoint products. There you go. It lists all the products that are available in my store. Now, as you can see, if I'm building a front end for this, I'll have to retrieve brand names for each of these things. Instead, I can expose it in my REST API itself. So whatever the data that I have here, so this will be my product list, const modified product list is equal to product list. So yeah, I want the brand name for these products. So instead of this, product dot brand is equal to db. So since product has brand ID, I'm going to get the brand name in my database using the ID, and I'm going to return the product, and here I will send the modified product list in my result. So I'll, you know, whenever I change my code, I'm have to restart my server. So I'm going to install a node module that will avoid this. As you can see, the brand is now available in the products API itself. So yeah, let me install nodemon. This will be a dev dependency. While it gets installed, let me build what are all the brands that are available, an endpoint basically following REST guidelines. So exposing an endpoint for this. So this will be db.brands.get. So this will be list. And now let's say I want to retrieve the data of individual product. What data do I use? So I'll test all these endpoints when I'm done. App.get products slash you give an ID in your database, in your query. Now using this, I am going to query my table, product table dot get. So this will be an ID which will be available in rec.params dot ID. I'm going to hold the same thing. I'm going to get the brand name using the same logic. So then let it be let, although it doesn't affect, but it's a good coding practice. If something is getting modified, use let. This dot send product. So as you can see, I have built 3 different endpoints here. Same thing I'm going to build for brands as well. db.brands.get rec.params.id. So I'm going to test all these 4 different endpoints, but let me configure nodemon first. I do not have test, sorry, feels bad. Removing test script, not writing any tests. Hopefully I'll add them in my next videos. Let's ignore the data fields. We don't want the server to get refreshed every time I change the table data in my tables. So index it is, and now if I press npm start, if I change anything here, the server should get restart automatically. So now I'll hit this endpoint. As you can see, it returns all the information. I'm going to hit the, sorry about this. Yes, so it returns individual product information. Now I'll hit brands. Now I'll hit individual brand. So this is what that is there in my database. It returns that specific information. As you can see, we built a simple mock server. We can mock our tables in the data folder, and we can build endpoints around it. We can use this quickly. And in my next upcoming videos, I'm going to be adding more data. I'm going to mock an e-commerce website as much as possible. Basically, I'll have a REST server and I'll be migrating it to GraphQL in my next videos. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching this video. Do leave a feedback in the comment section so that I can improve wherever possible. Thanks for this.